There we go. Oh my
There
gosh.
it
I
is.
was so, I couldn't
Nailed
wait to
it.
talk. Look
Yeah.
at this.
Take 4. Nailed it.
Yeah. Is it take 4? I think this is episode 5. Aren't we on episode
Is it
5?
Oh, crap, we are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoops.
But this is only the 4th episode where we actually used
That's true.
the intro at the
Yeah.
beginning, because the first episode we were trying to figure out what intro we had.
Right.
Welcome to Flip and Streeter Make It Weird. I am
Here we
Streeter.
go.
That is Flip.
me.
Yeah, episode 5. Here we are. We start the show. A couple of things we're going to start with. Number one, do you like this? For those that are watching via video, do you like this? Or do you like this? I like this. I think all the new kids are doing it like
I
that.
like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
it's
what I'm
still
doing
got
for
like
those-
my, oh God, I'm suck at the Vanna White thing. There, my sign and stuff. You can see. all
Yeah,
that.
you'd make a terrible meteorologist.
I would be awful.
Yeah,
That green,
you
I've
can't.
tried it before at the TV station. They're like, hey, try this out. I'm like, y'all, I would say it's raining in Buffalo and it's really raining in Los Angeles.
Yeah. If you're listening and you cannot see what we're doing, that's okay. It's worthless. We'll probably edit all of this out later.
Doesn't
anyway.
add any value
It
to
adds
what you're
nothing.
hearing at all.
Nothing whatsoever.
Zero.
We start the show. I need to start the show with an apology. I can't believe, I know, I really have to do this. I have to start the
What?
show with an apology.
To me, finally?
Not to you, not to
Oh,
you.
All right.
I can no longer curse on the show.
You can no longer curse on the show?
I can't curse on the show.
Did Flo get a hold of you?
No, wasn't Flo.
No. Who was
Wasn't
it?
Flo. Well, Flo was there when this
Oh.
happened. My Nana. My Nana is 90 years old.
Mm-hmm.
She is she's a loyal listener.
Yeah.
And last week's episode, I believe it was last week's episode, she was
Yeah.
listening to the
You said
show.
the S word.
I did.
I think another word too. I don't remember.
Yeah. I said a couple of words.
There was a couple. Yeah.
But I think it was the S word that got okay. For those that don't know my Nana, to understand why this is a big deal, I have to give you a little bit of backstory. Okay, so
Okay.
my Nana, this is my dad's mom.
Mm-hmm.
She grew up in broadcasting, or like when she was 18, her first job was at a radio station.
Right.
That's where she met my grandfather, who was working at that radio station, and he
That's
was a
right.
radio DJ, and then he went on to be a television
Mhm.
news anchor and all kinds of stuff. Well, there's basically the whole life, in or at least a significant part of the early life
Mhm.
was in broadcasting. That is traditional radio and television broadcasting in the 50s
Yeah,
and
right.
60s. If you said
Yeah.
a swear word, you were done.
Really? Like
Pretty
there was
much.
no
Yeah, I
second
mean, there's not-
chances or anything.
They didn't have like delays like they do
Well,
now.
that's
They
true.
didn't have like those
Yeah.
8-second delays that a lot of radio stations and TV stations do, have
Right.
now.
Yeah.
So she's used to that.
Mhm.
So she's listening to this episode on, I think it was like an Amazon Alexa or something, or Google Home, something like that. She's just listening to it. And she knows that we also work for a radio station.
Right.
And she is listening to it, laughing along, having a great time. And then I say the S word. And my mom says, she gasped. She goes,
Lord.
and
I'm
her
sorry. We are
face.
not your grandpa's
yeah.
podcast.
And so, and no, I know. And she said, is this the radio? What is it? She didn't know. She forgot what was.
Forgot it was a podcast,
It was
yeah.
a podcast and not the radio show, because she also listens to the radio shows that we do.
Yeah.
And she's like, she was mortified. She thought I was about to be fired and fined and
Oh
everything.
my
Fined,
gosh,
fired,
yeah.
just done. And hold on, I'm not
Oh
I'm
my
not making
gosh.
this. So
Okay.
that happens, and
Mhm.
within about a minute of that, after that, she was on her way to the ER with chest pains because of-
What?
I'm
You
not
almost killed Nana.
I'm not even kidding you. She was fine, and this is the only reason I can
Uh-huh.
tell this story and laugh about it now
I
is because she
mean,
was fine. and
That
I
was a
don't
little
even know it's-
dramatic. She could have just said, hey, can you please not cuss? She didn't have to go pull a, oh, Jesus, I'm coming. What was that old show? I'm coming to you.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
Oh, Sanford and Son.
Sanford and Sons. That's right. Yeah,
Sanford and
Sanford and
Son.
Son. Yeah.
I'm coming to you, Louise, or whatever it was.
Uh,
A little
so
dramatic.
Yeah, thankfully she's fine. Nana, I love you so much. Thank you for listening. I pledge to you, at least for one episode, I'm going to not swear. Okay,
Next week will be forgotten that.
probably, but I'm
again,
hoping
yeah.
that for, at least for this episode, I'll remember and everything will be fine. So, started off with my apology to Nana,
Yeah.
and my pledge to not swear for at least the rest of this episode. Also, she wanted to
Well,
see more of my face, and I got rid of my
that's right.
windscreen for this right now, too.
That's right. She did.
Yeah,
That was a
so
special request for Nana.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
need
yeah.
to see
So,
more of your face.
yeah, I know. I don't know if that's a great thing but for Nana it is. So,
Right.
sorry, I had to just turn down the speakers over here because I was hearing you twice.
Oh.
We're getting this figured out now.
That's good, isn't it?
Yeah,
You
no,
like that?
it was not
Me
good.
in
It wasn't good.
stereo?
I'm
No?
hoping that nobody else had to hear that because believe me, that was I need to take an extra drink of my tea here for that.
Tea in a hot cocoa cup.
Yeah, hot cocoa and chill. I am all about the fall, y'all.
Yeah.
It's been kind of unseasonably cool the last few days,
Yeah.
and I've been really liking that. It's been really good. So I got on my teacup and I got my hot cocoa cup, and
You're just willing it to happen.
I've got my Maine shirt
your
on
Maine
and my
stuff
Maine
on.
hat. Because this time of year in Maine, it's like fall. It feels like
Yeah,
fall.
it
So
is.
anyway,
Mhm.
yeah. So I'm feeling pretty good. All right, this is a weird start to the show, but
Very
just like we
weird.
said, we keep it weird, we keep it
We do.
honest. This is real. That
only thing we're
really
good at.
happened last.
Mhm.
It happened like 3 or 4 days after the episode was
Right.
released. She was listening to
Yeah.
it, finally
after she
listening.
got
to it.
released
Thanks,
from
Nana.
the hospital.
Yeah. So I had to mention that, and of course, after we made sure she was okay,
Yeah.
which she
Good.
is. Let's get to the good news. Let's focus on that. What's today's good news?
All right. So I never thought I would be saying this or putting this in a good news segment, but there is an EDM show in Santa Barbara, California, and it's called
What
the
is EDM?
EDM is electronic dance music, like the
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, I knew that, of
So
course.
it's called the Lucidity Festival, and it canceled this year's event late last month. Did not offer refunds. Organizers claim they just don't have the money. All this, it's been a whole lot of just crap that people are having to deal with. But how cool is this? A totally different EDM festival with no connection whatsoever announced that they are going to be honoring the tickets for that festival.
What?
It is called, ironically, the Same But Different Festival is happening near LA later this month. So anyone who didn't get a refund can go for free, and they're just calling it a gesture of goodwill. Hey, we all like EDM music. Sorry y'all got stiffed on your tickets and not
Yeah.
able to get a refund, but come enjoy this
Come
show.
enjoy this one. That's a
Yeah.
really cool thing to do.
Isn't it,
That's
though?
really nice of
Yeah.
them.
I like that.
I wanted to mention, and by the time this airs, probably everybody's seen this. But did you see the video of John Bon Jovi
Oh my gosh. Yes.
on the
bridge
pedestrian bridge in Nashville, Tennessee?
that I was on just like
Yeah,
2
like
days
2 days
before.
before that, because you were in
Yeah,
Nashville.
we
for
went
your,
there
your
for-
birthday or
Yep, for
Jared's birthday. Yeah,
Jared's birthday weekend. Like we just walked that bridge.
Yeah.
And it's just wild that
this-
he just stepped in.
So if you are not familiar with what we're talking about, John Bon Jovi is filming a music video. That was what he was filming, right? It was a music video on the
Yeah.
bridge. Yeah, he was filming a music video on this pedestrian bridge in Nashville, Tennessee that goes over is that the Cumberland River right
It's
there?
the
Or what is-
Cumberland. Yep.
yeah, it's the Cumberland River. Goes over the Cumberland River, and it's a huge, huge bridge. I don't know. Was it like
Yeah.
originally a railroad bridge or something?
I
Or
think so.
I don't know, but it's a
something like that,
huge
but it
bridge.
just connects downtown to the stadium.
The stadium, Nissan
Nissan
Stadium. Yeah.
Mhm.
And so he's up there and his whole crew is up there, and they see a lady that was on the other side of the safety rails,
Yeah.
clearly looking distraught, like she
Right.
might jump off
Mhm.
this bridge.
That was the plan.
And that I guess that was the plan, without knowing
Mhm.
exactly what she was thinking.
Yeah.
That's certainly what it looked like. And so he and a fellow crew member, John Bon Jovi, and this crew member walk over to her, start talking to her,
Yeah.
give her a hug when she's on the other side of the rail,
Mhm.
and continues talking, and then get her to the safe side of the rail.
Right.
And
It's
they
like, just
continue talking
hug
to her and just
lift you
hug.
back over here.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And then continue talking and hugging. And just amazing that he was there
Yeah.
and the crew member was there and noticed her and had the right words to say
Right.
at that moment, which you
Mhm.
had shared with us on the radio shows this week, that he's not a stranger to that type of talking and communication because he deals with things like that a lot.
Yeah,
And
he
he
has
has like a
the
foundation, right?
yeah, the JBJ Soul Foundation that he runs and, like leads all the
Yeah.
missions and stuff like that. But that's a lot of what they do. They help people struggling with, addiction and things and just help them get on the right track. And that
Yeah.
sounds like that was prime example. I mean, it's like it's not a
Yeah.
commercial, but it could be now, but that's the whole point. Like that wasn't part of the music video. That was not
Mhm.
part of anything. It would just happen to be right place, right time. If you don't believe there's a higher power, I
It
mean,
was,
mm-mm.
an incredible so the security cameras on the bridge caught the whole thing,
Yeah,
and then the police department shared that video, and
yeah.
you can watch it if you haven't done so already. We actually
Oh
had shared it
God,
to our Facebook page, Flippin' Street or
yeah.
Make It Weird. Go like our Facebook page, by the
Mm-hmm.
way. Shout out to our Facebook page and follow that. But you can see the video. We shared it. I think it was last Wednesday, about a
Yeah.
week ago that we shared it. But absolutely unbelievable.
I mean, him being John freaking sorry, not
Yeah.
John Bon
Yeah,
like
you be
he could
careful.
have kept walking. You know what I mean? He didn't
Yeah.
have to pay any attention to that, but it's like he's
Well, and how many people did prior?
right. How long
Did
was she
other
there,
yeah, how long was she there?
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know the answer. Maybe there was nobody there,
right.
before they walked by. But I know
Yeah.
when I've been on that bridge, it's a pretty busy
It's
bridge.
pretty big. I mean, there's people taking selfies,
Yeah.
playing music all up and
Yeah.
down, trying to sell you weird
Pretty busy
random
bridge. So
t-shirts that they just printed out of their garage.
yeah,
That
I'm just
happened.
wait, what?
That was
Did,
weird.
did you buy one?
No, I didn't buy it, but
Oh,
it
okay.
was like, I'm gonna
Sounds like you have a
pass.
story
Thank
because you're
you. Thank you,
notorious for
though.
buying scam like things. That's
I,
like your thing.
I'm still waiting on that. What was that
Yeah.
I caught myself on the other day?
I don't
There was
know.
something I was like, "Oh, this is a great deal." I can't remember what that was, but it reminded me of the
Yeah, of the sunglasses.
Was that
Yeah.
what, 2018,
2018.
2017, something like that?
I think it was 2018. But either way,
Yeah.
it was.
It's been a minute.
It's been a while, and you have still
Yeah.
not received the sunglasses,
I
correct?
still haven't
Yeah.
received it.
Flip came into the morning show one day, and she's bragging. She's
I
like,
was
"Check this
so
out."
excited.
She says, "Check out these sunglasses I got for like $6." Or no, it wasn't even that. It was like you said. It was like all I had to do was pay for shipping.
Yeah.
It was like a total of $6. You're like, these babies are sweet. And I said, those
Yeah.
babies are never arriving. And you said, no. And I said, where did you hear about it? You're like on a Facebook post or
Yeah.
something.
It was an
Like
ad. Mhm.
Facebook ad. And I said,
Yep.
there's not a chance that these sunglasses are ever going to arrive. And who was right?
I mean, there's still tomorrow.
It has been 6 years.
Addie just celebrated. It must have been
Yeah.
because Addie just had her 6th birthday. So
Yeah.
that's probably
That's about it. So
probably
it's been
tracks.
6 years since you said you're getting those sunglasses next week.
They're still
What
coming.
they're supposed to be. All right. On that note, I think it's perfect time to check out some of the crazy, strange stories from the week and the last week, and that's so Florida and what and all that fun stuff. And there has been some crazy stuff happening. Flip, let's start us off. What's some of the crazy stuff going on?
All right. So I'm just going to say this is probably what a well thought out plan looks like. Okay. Police in Harrison Township, Michigan. They say there's a 45-year-old guy there near Detroit, and he's facing charges after rigging his car with a fake bomb to keep the repo guy away.
Oh, actually,
So
it's kind of a
police
clever
there
idea.
say the guy knew. He knew it was about
Yeah.
to be repossessed, and so he made it look like it would explode, go boom, if anyone tried to move it.
Oh my gosh.
So apparently he put a propane tank under the passenger seat with wires running from the regulator to the car's center console. And he strapped a second tank to the driver's side wheel with copper wiring running underneath the car. And just to make sure there was no confusion, he also put a homemade cardboard sign in the windshield
Said
that
what?
said, "Don't move car. it will blow up.
Oh, okay. See,
Yeah.
now that is usually is the sign that it's not real.
That's the cherry on top right there.
Yeah, usually that's not real, but still, but by the way, full disclaimer: if you see a vehicle with that sign, do not try and move it.
Yeah, don't try. Don't try. They could try to catch your bluff or something.
Yeah.
Because one of the guy's neighbors says that he saw him rigging everything up Monday night, and that the guy told him he was rigging it to blow. And someone called the cops Tuesday morning. Bomb squad showed up. Whole thing.
I thought the neighbor was just watching him do this and was like thinking nothing of it. It's like that's just my neighbor. He does strange stuff.
Charlene, get out here and see what Billy's doing next door. God. But apparently they evacuated the whole neighborhood for about an hour and a half. Turned out it wasn't really a working bomb. But despite his best efforts, wouldn't you know, the guy's car ended up being taken away.
Yeah.
Not clear if it got repossessed or just impounded by police at this point.
Yeah.
But,
major failure.
Yeah. Facing a little felony charge there.
Oh, man. Hey, speaking of felony charges, how about this? Did you see this couple? And this was in Michigan. Yours was just in Michigan, too, right? Right outside.
Yeah, right outside.
This happened in Michigan, too. I don't know why we've been doing this recently.
Oh, gosh.
Like, I'll pick a story from Iowa, and you had a story from Iowa. And now I've got one. You had one from Michigan. I got one from Michigan.
It's Iowa week, yeah.
So this week, it's Michigan week. New married couple from Michigan.
Oh, dear.
They did not go on their honeymoon. They did not even make it to their reception. Well, maybe it was it was a few hours after they got married. When they were arrested, both of them, after the groom allegedly used a car to intentionally run over one of his groomsmen. Yes. He was apparently not happy about, I don't know what happened with the groomsmen. Was it the toast?
Groomsmen?
Well, I don't know. That's a great question. There's no more details at this point have been talked about, but apparently, so that's what I'm getting into here, though, is so that's part of that story. I don't know exactly what happened beyond that. That was just the headline. You shared something earlier about a guy in the UK.
Yes. The wedding, what do they call him? The wedding
destroyer.
Destroyer
is what you call him. Yeah, he's a wedding destroyer.
Yep.
And this when you told me about the wedding destroyer, this type of story is exactly what I thought of. Is the groom going crazy and trying to kill or maybe successfully killing this other person.
Good
so tell me about this wedding destroyer, because you talked about it on one of the radio shows this week.
Yeah.
Will you share what this wedding destroyer is about?
So he basically came up with this idea sort of like as a joke, where he's like, hey, if with brides, like if they get cold feet, it happens sometimes if you're not sure, but then you don't want to disappoint everybody if everything's already paid for and the whole 9 yards and stuff, and you just can't find the nerve to call it off yourself. You pay this guy, I think it's like $500 or something, and he shows up at your wedding as an ex-lover, as your ex-lover. You've never met this guy in your life, shows up at your wedding, and whenever the preacher man says, hey, does anybody, what is the word?
Object
to this union, and he's like, I do, I'm still in love with her, blah 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 blah, like just goes on and on and on, like something out of a movie. And then she runs off with him, gives him a little Venmo money, and be done with it.
So here's the thing. Oh, hey, there's Bobby just peeking in the background here for those on video, watching us on video. But that's my fear, is that this guy's going to do that at somebody's wedding, and the groom is going to go crazy and kill this guy.
Yeah. I'm not going to say it because Nana's listening, but that's what I like to call FAFO.
What is that? What does that mean? FAFO.
It's an acronym.
And find out. Okay. And find out. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
It took me a little bit.
We're acronyming. Yeah.
That's good. That's all for Nana today. What a horrible thing to it's an interesting concept.
I mean, $500 is $500. But for $500,
hold on, hear me out. For $500,
Yeah.
couldn't you find a different way to ruin the wedding and at least get it postponed, or to say
I mean,
something that would cause not being an ex-lover that she runs away with? Because
yeah.
that's like the leading cause of, like domestic
Right.
disturbances
Domestic
and police
dispute.
calls
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
is
yeah.
is like
Yeah. They're
lovers
like
quarrels.
the most dangerous calls
Yeah.
that I think policemen, first
I think
responders get.
so. So I
Um,
feel like this is going to end so badly for this guy and or somebody, or the bride or somebody.
yeah.
There's
I
got
mean,
to be a different way you can do. Like,
I
just
don't
tell them that the
think,
food's all tainted with stuff, and then everybody's
yeah,
going home ticked
don't
off. And
taint the food with stuff because
no,
that's a
don't. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
felony.
No,
But
no, no. I'm just
telling
telling
them,
them, and then
right. No, I know.
yeah,
But
and
that's what
then
I'm saying. Like, I don't think that there's much else you can do that is on the legal side of things.
yeah,
Beside, you know what I mean? Like, there's only so much
that
following
could
the law you can do when you're calling off a wedding,
yeah, that could be true. That
Mm-hmm.
could be true.
Yeah.
Well, either way, there's some crazy stuff that's happening in the news today. Let's move on. I want to move on to something that happened while I was on a walk the other day, and I want to find out a little bit of your input on this. I was walking the neighborhood, and I happened to come across a house that had their living room window open, and it was at night.
And you
And
looked
so,
in, didn't you?
no, not on purpose. Not on
I know.
purpose.
I
It was
know.
one of
You
those
always say
accidental
that.
look in the windows. Okay.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
No, I mean it. I
Yeah.
mean it. You don't purposely. It's weird. And a different kind of weird than this show.
Right.
Okay. That's a different kind of weird. No, but it was wide open. It was the front, and they had their
Yeah.
Christmas tree up with Christmas lights on. So you can't not
Oh,
notice
yeah.
that.
Right.
You can't not notice that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that's strange.
Yeah.
That it's September. And here they are, the Christmas. And then I get 3 houses down, and I'm not even kidding you, 3 houses down, and there's another Christmas tree up with the lights on in the window.
Yeah.
And so my first thought is these two neighbors are having some sort of a battle.
Right. They're like dadding it out right
Yeah.
now in the middle of September.
Yeah, they're
Like,
like they're like Walgreens and Lowe's having it, like, who can get their
Right.
Christmas stuff out
Who is
sooner.
going to Clark Griswold the most in the neighborhood
Yeah.
this year?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm trying to think of reasonable explanations for people to have their Christmas trees up in September.
Uh-huh.
Or did they not take it? Is there a different holiday that I'm not aware of right
Right.
now that they also use Christmas trees? What's happening? Because 2 in the same neighborhood that were not up. By the way, we walk this route fairly
Right.
regularly, and
So
they were
it's
just recently. It's recently
Okay.
put up.
Okay. I
It's
was
not
going
like
to say,
they left them
'cause
up from last year.
I've got family members that they're just there. They're permanent.
Yeah.
you
No, there's
know?
another house in the neighborhood that has a Christmas tree that sits out front of their house
Mhm.
and all year round, but they decorate it for different holidays throughout the year.
Oh,
So
it's kind of like
it's-
the skeletons that people get for
Yes.
Halloween. It's like, oh, let's put a Santa
There's-
hat on them. We paid
Yes.
$400 for this dang thing.
leave it out.
Let's get some use out of it.
Actually, that's a
Mhm.
really good point. I'm cheap, and that's a great idea.
I know. It's like you gotta to make something
I-
work for me. You gotta.
We do leave a lot of our Christmas stuff up, and then like we have Christmas jars, and then
Uh-huh.
on the front they say like "ho ho cookie" or whatever, like for the kitchen. And they're like gingerbread, and I got this cup
Yeah.
like hot cocoa and chill.
Right.
But I'm not going to just use it in December. I'm going to
Yeah.
use it all year round.
No, that's true. I've got
And-
cups that I've got.
But like the other jars in the kitchen that say like hot, like ho ho cookie or whatever it is,
Yeah.
I just turn them around so that way they're just red jars throughout the rest of the year. And then I swear to God, at Christmas, I turn it back around so that way it says ho ho cookie or whatever Christmassy thing that it says. But the rest of the year, I just turn them to face the wall. They face the backsplash on the counter, and then no one can tell that they're Christmas jars the rest of the year. I swear to God.
Can I
that's
just
that's
take
what I
you
do.
to the Dollar Tree, please? Like, please.
You can't get
We
these
can
kind of
get-
jars in Dollar
They
Tree.
have
No.
plain white ones. You can get like fancy seasonal ones. They've got the ones with sayings on them.
Yeah.
Like inspirational quotes. You don't have
Yeah,
to
I mean,
hide
that's-
don't hide your ho ho all year round.
That's a something. We could do.
Mhm. No, but my other thing with that, talking about why they have it up so early is just because this is pretty recent for me. One of my friends, one of Jared and I's friends, Philip, and I can talk about this because this is going to air after the fact, after this
Oh.
surprise party that we have
Oh, a
planned
surprise
him
party.
at the
Oh,
house. But
when is it happening? Because we could air this early. I've
we
got full control.
we could do an
fucking-
early
yeah.
sneak peek drop.
Yeah.
No, it's happening on Saturday. And so he's being deployed. He's he's part
Oh,
of
okay.
the military, and he's
Yeah,
going to
yeah,
be deployed. And so, it's like it's coming up within the next couple of weeks. And so it's like, okay, well, we're going to do his birthday early, or we're going to get like in all the
That's
celebrating
true.
and stuff.
That's true. So you're
and
going to do like
everything.
Christmas.
So I feel
early.
like, military would probably understand a
That's
lot
a good
more.
point.
It's like,
That's a
because
good
they
point.
kind of have to pick and choose,
I
when they
really
celebrate
like
the holidays.
that's a really, really good thought and explanation. That's probably what's happening.
Yeah.
But I really, really want it to be just Bill and Bob just competing
Right.
against each other.
I mean, it could
In my
be,
head,
it could
that's
be
such a
both.
much
Why
better
couldn't it be
story.
both?
That's true.
There's
It
two
could be both.
military guys. There's nothing more
Yeah.
dad than two military guys. You think Clark Griswold was bad? You get a couple of Marines going head to
Yeah,
head
so
with each
true.
other, seeing who's
Yeah.
going to have the best Christmas light
That's
display.
good. That's a good point.
Lord.
That's a
Mhm.
really good point.
Yeah,
that's
that could
that
be.
really. So that's
Yeah.
in my head.
I
That's
think
what
we've
it's going to
solved
be.
it.
I think
We've
that's
solved
what it is. I think
We've
that's
solved
what it
that
is.
mystery.
Let's see. Okay, so that was one of the things on my list I wanted to talk about. I've got a couple other stories I want to get to also that are really important we talk about. But one other thing just on my mind, and I figure, this is like our therapy. We don't pay for therapy, so we do this.
We don't pay them. No,
Right?
this is it.
Do you belong to any Facebook groups where people post all kinds of silly messages, like silly questions?
Silly questions.
Silly questions. And I don't want to say they're not dumb questions, but because I don't think
that's
any
my
question
whole
is
friggin' Facebook feed. What are you talking about?
okay. Well, so you may be
did
familiar.
you really have to say that out loud and make yourself? Oh.
Well, okay. So this is where I'm getting at.
Okay.
It seems like it's nonstop these days. Every time I get on to, it is. It's like my whole Facebook feed. Every time I get on to Facebook now.
The whole algorithm is
Now the
dumb.
algorithms, it's all messed up now because now, and if I look at one post on one of these Facebook groups that I belong with, then I get every post of these Facebook groups that I belong with.
Mhm.
So this group that I'm part of is specifically for people that are wanting to vacation at the beach. Okay. And it's designed for vacationers, people that don't live at the beach, to ask questions about, like, to other people that recently vacationed. They're like, what was your favorite place to visit? Where would you like to go play mini golf? What's your favorite restaurant?
You want to know what the
and other
locals
vacations.
do. Those are usually the spots you want to be at. You don't want to be at all the tourist traps and stuff.
Well, that's true. Exactly. That is true. That's a good point.
Yeah.
But so a person comes into this group, keep in mind it's targeted vacation, and says, I live at the beach.
Okay.
What's the deal? Hold on, wait a second. Wait, hold on. Let me make sure I get the wording right. The wording matters in this. And I took a screenshot of it because I was like, what? Why would you ask this question? No, I'm getting my phone. Okay, so it says this. I live on the beach. What's the deal with all the pelicans? I mean, they keep flying by. And that's the question. That's the question. And so, in what world? That's the question. So, in what world are you living in where you think that you live at the beach? Number one, why are you surprised by pelicans at the beach?
Why?
I thought it was a given that pelicans live at the beach.
What's with all this sand? Why is there sand everywhere?
It's the same kind of thing. And then number two, why would you expect vacationers to know more about where you live than you?
Yeah, they can't, because most vacationers, they don't know the difference between a pelican and a seagull.
Yeah, exactly.
Or a
Well, I mean, come
egret.
on. You're not giving vacationers enough credit. I do think most vacationers can tell the difference between a seagull and a pelican. Okay. Let's not get that carried away. Let's not insult anybody who takes a vacation
here.
to the beach.
I grew
okay?
up at the beach. Okay. I'm still jaded and bitter about most vacationers that just love the beach. Hashtag beach life.
Yeah. Got this cool picture with a pelican. That's a
God.
crow.
My high school mascot was an eagle, not a pelican.
Yeah. I do. So you probably do. You're right. You grew up. You probably did get all that. You bombarded with
Oh,
these types of
yeah.
questions like this, like, and
Mhm.
oh my gosh, this is the coolest shark's tooth I've ever found. It's not a shark's tooth. That is somebody's. Like who knows? That's somebody's tibia. I don't know, but put it back. So anyway, this is just one example of the questions that I see in here all the time, and it just makes me
Lose faith in humanity.
no, I have my glasses
No.
always half full, but it
I
does
know it is. I know. I'm gonna start
it
poking
does
holes in it.
it does make me want to leave every Facebook group that I'm a part of,
Yeah.
because I'm a part of those groups, and I originally joined the groups so that way if I had a question,
Right.
I could ask something.
Or so if someone had a question that you knew the answer to,
I could help
boom,
them.
bing, bang, boom.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But with all these now I just look at them and I just shake my head and I just immediately I throw my phone. It's just gone and it's just done. But
and then
so
it gets picked up by a pelican because
and it
apparently
gets
they're
picked up
all
by a
around.
pelican. That's right. Yeah, those
Yeah.
little pelicans, those
Mhm.
small white pelicans that sit on the
Seagulls.
beach and
Whatever.
steal French fries. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Seagull.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Seagulls.
All right, so that was one of the things I want to get to. I'm sorry, I have so much stored up here. Is there anything that you wanted to? Because I've got
No,
another
I
one I
was-
was going to lead right into if you.
I was gonna
you have
say
something to say.
that story makes me want to move to that island that we were talking about on the radio
Oh, yeah.
show this week. It's like in the middle of nowhere, like 1,500 miles
From any other civilization.
from anyone else, and there's only like 200 something people on the island.
It's not the island. Is it the same island where there's a group of like a tribe?
Is that like the pirates and stuff?
Well,
I mean,
don't know.
I'm
They're
willing
not
to risk it for
pirates.
the biscuit at this point.
No. There is an island somewhere. Look it up. I think is it near Greece? I don't know. My geography's horrible, but there's an island somewhere, and there's a tribe that has not been contacted by outside influences ever. Like they don't know that cell phones exist. They don't know that the internet exists. They don't know. They don't speak any
They
language.
don't know what's going on in the world.
They know nothing that's going on in the world. They're isolated to a little island, and
glorious.
I think like one or two times someone's tried to contact them via boat and something, and then like they've been killed. I think people that's right because people are scared. I don't know. It's crazy. Look it up. Is that the island you're talking about, or is this a different island where people that actually are connected to civilization just have vacation homes, but they're 1,500 miles from everything?
This one is not the one. When I Google smallest island population, it's not the same one that I saw earlier. This one's in the South Pacific Ocean. It's named Pitcairn Island, and it has around 50 residents, making it the least popular. But I think maybe this island may be closer to another island, and I think that's what makes the other one that I saw so different. Because it's not only a small amount of people, but it's 1,500 miles away from any other island or civilization.
Okay. So the one I'm thinking about is the North Sentinel Island, which is an uncontacted tribe. Look that up one day. Read about it. It's crazy.
How do you join?
No, you stop it. You know, you would not want. You would miss.
You
would miss Target. You would miss Sam's Club. I mean,
I can get delivery.
You can't hunt.
I have all the memberships. Okay.
You can't fish. Can you do any of that?
I can.
Can you?
I can hillbilly handfish with the best of them, baby.
What is that? Hillbilly handfish? What does that mean?
Have you seen that?
No. Is that the noodling thing
It's
where
when
you stick your arm down in the hole and then you get a fish to bite you and then it back out?
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah.
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 I've done
Fishing
that.
with your hand. That's why they call it hand fishing.
No, they don't call it that.
It is.
I think you're talking
Hillbilly
about,
hand fishing is what they call it in the South. I can guarantee you.
hold on. Wait a second. I'm Googling. I think
We don't have time for fact checks right now.
No, it's noodling. It's called noodling, right?
That
You ever heard it? No, I swear.
I've heard of it.
Oh, look, it does. So it says noodling.
Are you looking at pictures of noodling right now?
Yes, I am. And it's people fishing. They say AKA hand fishing. So look at it's noodling. Oh wait, is
You
it?
must have
It's not
safe
legal.
search on.
Noodling is legal in Alabama, Arkansas, Georgia, Louisiana, Mississippi, North Carolina, Oklahoma, South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas, and a few other northern states.
Yeah, that checks.
Huh. Interesting. Okay.
Mhm.
I didn't know.
Wait,
Why
did
would
it
it
say
not
it
be?
was legal or illegal?
No, it's legal. It's
Oh,
legal
okay.
in
Okay.
those
Yeah.
states, but it's not legal in a lot of other states, which is interesting. Why would it not be legal?
Because it's probably one of those like 100 ways to die things, like if you
It's too dangerous.
accidentally
Like, yeah.
handfish an alligator or something, maybe.
Well, that's a good point. I wouldn't want to
wow,
noodle in
but
a
yeah.
Florida pond. That's just not a good idea. I
No,
don't think. You're
would
right.
not.
Actually,
0
that's
out
why.
of 10 would not
That's why.
recommend
That's
that.
why. That's probably
Mhm.
legal.
Yeah.
So going back real quick before we move on to other things, to the island thing, that I do miss the island we used to go vacation to off of the coast of
Oh, yeah,
Virginia is
Chincoteague.
Chincoteague Island. And it wasn't uninhabited. It was, in fact, it was only like a mile away from mainland. But there,
Right.
when growing up, when we went there, there's no cell signal. It was like one of the last
Mhm.
places in the U.S.
That
where
w-
you went out there.
That's exactly how it was in the mountains too.
Yeah.
At
And
Grandma's
there was
house. It
no
was like,
internet
wasn't
and
until
no
like 2021, like after the
cell
pandemic,
service.
when I could
Yeah.
finally get cell service there. Yeah.
Yeah. And that was so nice. And I do miss that.
I do too. I do miss being able to just shut everything off, you know?
Yeah,
It's like,
and have no real. It's like it's not my choice. I mean, it kind of is your choice, but
right.
like even if you want to, it's like right now, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna shut down my electronics for an hour and do this, and
Yeah.
then 30
Yeah,
minutes
see
into
how
the
long
hour,
that
I'm like,
goes. Right. It's like,
you know, I'm
dang
looking at
it.
stuff. So yeah, but you didn't have that option. It wasn't. It was
Right.
just like, okay, I guess
Mhm.
I'll go outside. I
Yeah.
guess.
Guess I'll
Yeah.
go play with some rocks.
Yeah, so that's cool. Okay, here's the other story I want to get to, and I know we're getting close to running out of time, which is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Wait, we didn't even do
Our
crazy stuff our kids
imaginary-
did this week. We haven't gotten to
and
anything.
You have
I
a
have
good
a
one
lot.
this week. Yeah.
Which one? Because I have multiple.
Oh.
Is it Luna in the potty training? Is it Luna in the doctor's
What
office?
was the potty training? The doctor's office was hilarious. I can't remember what.
All right, might as well get to this. Might as well do this.
Okay.
And I can't say the word anymore. It's what crazy. Here, this is for. Yeah, don't say it. Don't you say it. Does it?
I said
Yeah.
stuff.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for what crazy your kid did this week.
That's still gonna get her heart pumping. You know that.
I know. I'm so sorry, Nana. Now that she knows, just a reminder: this is a podcast, and there is no FCC regulations to what we say.
That doesn't matter. She don't want her grandson talking like that.
I know. Not about that life.
Be ashamed of yourself.
Okay, so doctor's office
Mhm.
was Luna had a doctor's appointment, and both Brittany and I went in there, and I was wearing my hat, just this hat, actually, this hat right
Mhm.
here. And we go in, the doctor's making small talk with Luna. She's like, "Oh, what are you doing? How are you feeling?" And all this kind of stuff. And then she says, "You have beautiful hair. I love your hair." And Luna says, "Thank you, thank you." And she says, the doctor asked Luna, she says, "How many hairs do you think you have on your head? Can you count them?" And Luna's like, 1, 2, 3,
Dun, dun.
4, 5, 6, 7,
Dun, dun.
9, 26, 70, all of them. She says, "I have all of them."
Uh-huh.
And the doctor laughs. She's like, "Oh,
Then-
that's funny. We're chuckling." And she says,
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
Hold on. How many hairs do you think your mommy has? And she looks over at Brittany and she starts counting. She's like, 1, 2, 3. And we're chuckling. She goes, "No." And she's like, "I can't count that many." She has all of them too. And she says, "All the hairs."
And then
And then the question that I was hoping the doctor would not ask. Move on, doctor. Move on
Yeah.
to something else.
No, I didn't. Move on.
Says, "How many hairs do you think your daddy has?"
Mm-hmm.
Luna looks at me and she puts on that face that's like, she didn't do this with her finger, but it was like the same kind of thing. It's that thinking face where she's going,
Those wheels are turning.
She says, "Daddy has some of them." Some of the hairs.
I mean,
Not
'cause
all
it
of the
looks-
hairs.
You
Some of the
fool
hairs.
a lot of people nowadays because your hair has grown
Yeah,
out so
that's
much
the
on
goal.
the sides
That's
that
the
it's like,
goal.
wow, that guy
I couldn't
has
afford
a head
one of those
full.
hats
Oh,
that
no,
has
he
the hair
doesn't.
attached to the side. You know, they
Yeah.
sell the hats that have the hair
Oh,
attached
yeah.
to the side, but they're kind of expensive. I looked them up on Amazon. But if I just grow, but I'm lucky, I'm fortunate enough where the sides of my hair and the back of my head, the hair on the sides and back, it
Yeah.
grows pretty substantial. Like not just grows, but
Right, it
it's
does.
it's a substantial amount of hair.
Yeah.
And
it's
I
solid
equate it to
there.
Krusty the Clown. I don't know if you've ever seen a picture of Krusty the Clown, but it's very much like that in its untamed state.
I was thinking more like Dr. Phil.
Dr. Phil, similar. Yeah, similar.
Yeah.
But so let me take, for those that are watching on video, and if you're listening to the audio, you need to
Yeah.
go. This is just to encourage you
Look
to
at
go
this.
like us on YouTube and follow us on YouTube where you can find this. I'm going to give you a treat. I don't do this very often.
Yeah.
I don't take my hat off very
Good.
often. I can't
Don't.
hear you while I'm doing this. But hold
Yeah.
on, let's see what happens. Wait,
Yeah.
it's not. So
But-
it's look at it. See,
Oh
that's
my
that's the Krusty the Clown look right there. That's the Krusty the Clown look. So, and then up here, it's not as thick. I mean, it looks kind of actually the lighting here. Stop it. Stop. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. I'll put my
Put
hat
it back on.
I
Put
did.
it
I'll
back
put it back on.
on.
I'll put it back on.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah,
That,
so-
I have never seen your hair ruffled like that.
Isn't it pretty
before.
crazy?
That
It's
is-
weird.
That is a spot on Krusty
But then
the
what
Clown.
what I didn't show you is if I turn around, there's a very large bald spot on the back.
I've noticed.
And no, I know everybody knows.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
everybody knows. All right, that's why I wear the hat.
Just
so
because
often.
you can't see it doesn't mean
Yeah.
nobody else can.
Oh, I can see it. I can see it. I see it in the way people look at me. People look.
See it in their eyes.
I can see it in their eye. Yeah, they're looking. When I don't wear my hat out, I can tell. They're like, that guy's got a bald
Yeah.
spot.
It's like that guy's definitely her dad.
Yeah, that's right. So in any
Not
case, yeah, not Luna. Yeah, Brittany's dad. That's what they think. So that was one of the crazy things that the kids did this week.
Yeah.
I had another one, and this actually was a little while ago, but I brought it up to you again because I'm angry at you for it, and I'll just recap this. I already told you ahead. Do you remember it's the potty trick? So Luna, she said one day she came in to we're working on potty training with her, and we have 2 dogs as well, and
yeah.
And at one point she asked, well, why can't I go potty like the dogs do? And so like, it's hard to explain to a 2.5-year-old at the time.
Right. Why you can't pee in the
Why
yard?
you can't,
like the
why can't
dogs.
you go pee in the
Yeah.
yard? Doesn't, I mean, see, they
Mhm.
do it. And we encourage them to do it. In fact,
Right.
we're upset
Yeah,
if they
don't pee in
do
the
it.
house. Wait a minute. They're not supposed
Yeah.
to pee in the house.
So I can understand why
It's
she's a little
confusing.
crazy. But I
Mhm.
wish you would have warned me because you potty trained kids while you had dogs in the house that this would happen and she would ask me this.
Yeah.
And so I didn't know what to say. Anyway, ultimately she did end up peeing in the yard one time like the dog because I was like, I don't know what to say. And so Brittany was like, no, you just tell her no. You say no. That's all you have to do is say
Get the
no.
newspaper.
Yeah. And you're like, no, that's what dogs do. You're not a dog. She's like, why didn't you say that? I was like, it didn't come to my mind. I'm stressed out at the moment. I don't know. It's a lot of pressure.
Like Bluey's a dog. You don't even see her peeing in the yard.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's
You know?
good. That would, but they only have 7 minutes, and I guarantee you that doesn't make the cut in their episodes. So anyway, so those are the 2 things that we talked about this week that I wanted to bring up in this segment. Did you have anything you wanted to add
I'm glad
before
we
we?
revisited that.
Oh, I'm sweating. I'm so number one from taking off my
tell.
hat. That made
You're
me
like-
nervous.
Worked up over there.
I am working. I'm sorry. I need some of my calming tea. Do you have anything to add for this segment or?
Oh, for the crazy. Did you just?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you spilled it on.
No.
No, I mean, it's just a general crazy show of a week over here
Yeah.
with we had Jared's birthday last week, Addie's birthday this week, and
The surprise
Philip's
party.
surprise party and Addie's birthday party. And it's nonstop and I'm tired.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that was not anything to do with the kids. That was just a rant.
No,
just
that was
ran.
a rant. I mean, we said this was a therapy session,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I'm not
okay.
paying for
I
an
mean-
actual therapist. So we literally put together this
was it.
podcast to
That
save
was
me
it.
a copay.
we wasted everybody's time with that. That was nothing. You could have done that off the segment. All right. I think, do you have anything else you want to add before we go? We're already at 45
I
minutes
know.
here today. So
We're running past our
I
time.
have taken up. I didn't even get to the other story I wanted to talk about. We're going to have to do that next week. And we have so much to talk about in just so little time.
I know.
So little time, but next week we've got a really exciting show for you, and we're gonna have a couple other things, surprises next week. So make sure that you like and follow us and share and listen to us wherever you listen to your podcasts. Go back and if you haven't heard, like the episodes with Bill Cleveland, who was great last week, and Derek Stroop, the comedian, who's just he's getting more and more exposure out there too. You're gonna start seeing him everywhere. And you're gonna if you have not heard of him yet, you need to go and listen and watch our episode with him, and then you can come back and say, I saw this guy, I knew he's gonna be fun. You know what I mean? I know he's funny. I knew yeah. When he was not big enough
on that. What was that podcast called?
Yeah,
again?
exactly. When he agreed to go on Flippin' Streeters podcast back then, way back then.
His charity work for the year.
Yeah, no, he's awesome. So any case, so make sure you do that. Flippin' Streeter, Make It Weird. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, share it with your friends. We appreciate you. We truly love you. Thank you for listening and watching wherever you're doing that. And give us a shout too. Say hi so we can say hi to you wherever you're listening to your podcast. All right. Do you have anything else to say?
No, I just I don't have much to contribute today. You stole it all.
I feel like I did. I'm starting to feel guilt right now. I'm starting to feel guilt that I just ate the entire
I've got
episode.
4 generations of guilt tripping in my blood, baby. You ain't running from this.
I do. I feel guilty. I feel like I just talked for 46 minutes straight, and you got a chance to rant for 30 seconds.
Streeter makes it weird. Bye, y'all.
Yeah. See ya.
See ya.